Hello, everybody. This is Professor Berkow, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of my course design for Introduction to Literature English 1B. If you have taken distance learning courses before on Canvas, you'll probably think that my course looks a little bit different than everybody else's, and it does. I have an unusual approach to teaching, but then again, I think every instructor who uses Canvas has a different instructional design. So, if you're going to take other distance learning courses, or if this is the first one you've ever taken, you know, get used to it and learn what the teacher's habits are and display preferences are. And, after a week or two of experimenting, it will be fine. And I have this course set up so that the first couple of weeks, it's not intimidating. Hopefully, it's never intimidating, and it's easy to understand and easy to follow. So let's get right to it. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what you're going to encounter when you look at the rest of the course. So I'm screen sharing now. There's me up in the upper right-hand corner during this video. I won't be here in the upper right-hand corner for the rest of your course. This is an asynchronous course. You can come here anytime and work on your assignments. Nobody has to all be here at the same time. And if you come to the course, the first thing you'll see is this introductory welcome section and the syllabus. It's important that you read the syllabus carefully. There's even a syllabus quiz. It explains everything that you need to know about the grading system and my attitude towards teaching, which basically kind of de-emphasizes grades and really emphasizes enjoying literature and having a good time and trying to not always obsess about what your grade is. Yes, I know it's important to keep your grade point average up, but it's even more important just to enjoy the reading and become a critical thinker. That's my emphasis, and I think you'll see that theme as a thread that I weave through the entire course. And every week I'll have a lecture content section, and this is instead of driving to campus and sitting around listening to a lecture. And oftentimes there's little videos in these, as well as written information. We have little discussion threads. That's what this icon means here. And these are basically the variation of a course discussion, only you type in your responses. In week one, there's some housekeeping stuff like how to create an account with Turnitin. And then every section I have after week one, before week two, after week two, before week three, little section here, because since this is an asynchronous course and I'm expecting you to spend about 12 to 15 hours a week on the course, if you've only spent 7 or 8 hours, I would recommend spending another few hours reading ahead, going ahead to, if you're in week one, go ahead and read week two and see what's coming up. This will always be up here. The due dates for all of your papers. If you forget when a paper is due, you can always click here. I've got all your due dates on this page. And now you see, here's week two. All this lecture discussion, content. The best way to use any course, especially mine, is click on the first page in a week, read the information, read it like a book, one page at a time. Click next down here and go to the next page. So there's bottom right-hand corner of every single page, there is a section where you click next, and that will take you to the next page. If you just kind of go randomly through the course and read a section here and read a section there, it's sort of like reading a book where you read page 1 and then page 7 and then page 3. It's designed to be sequential. In every one of not everyone, but most of my lecture content things, there's a little video, so I supplement what is what you're going to be reading here, the written material. So for instance, this is about a concept called the denouement. This is my video about the denouement. We even sometimes sneak in a little bit of a graphic there for a sense of humor. If you ever get lost, up in the upper left-hand corner, there's an icon that says home. Click that, it'll take you back to the home page, okay? And even if you're in week 14, you can always click home and it'll take you back to the home page. And you see it's sequential. If you scroll through it, there's week 2. There's a lot more to do in week 2. There's all these generating exercises. And the thing about the generating exercises, I use them a lot in my class, is that, well, let's look at this one about the denouement. You're going to read my lecture about the denouement. You're going to read a short story, and then you're going to um, write something about what you think about the denouement, which is the ending of the short story. If you do these generating exercises correctly, you're literally going to be working on the first draft of your essay without even realizing it. At the end of the generating exercises, if you copy and paste all of these generating exercises into a Microsoft Word document, there's all of these right here, you're going to end up with your essay. There's like 60 to 70% of it is done because there's all these different parts will eventually come together as one essay. You'll see that it's pretty easy to follow. There's some stuff on the left-hand side that you should be aware of. There's the announcements, but they're always up here at the top of the page. There's new announcements every week. Um, there's participation, which is a participation score, but that's not your grade in the class. Your grade in the class, 80% of it is going to be the essays that you write. Office 365 here gives you access to Microsoft Word, the whole suite of Microsoft products for free since you're in this course. Here's a link to the tutoring and learning centers. Here's a link to the Shasta College library resources. So all of this material here is designed to help you succeed in my course, and hopefully if you follow the instructions carefully, you'll find that everything's going to work out pretty easy, and you're going to have a good time with the class, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's really, I would not worry too much about your grade. If you start stressing out about the grade, you're going to use the value of the learning instead of, you know, focusing on the critical thinking and the appreciation of literature. And that's really my end goal with this class, is to get you to the point where you're going to be getting a book every once in a while to read it without being told to by a teacher, because you've discovered the love of learning. And along the way, we are going to learn some important writing skills that you can apply to every single course beyond mine. So if you approach this class with that attitude, you're going to have a good experience. Enough for now. See you in the next section.